Welcome, everybody, to this week's episode. We really appreciate you joining us. This podcast really shows us how we can all learn, live, and thrive off of each other. By sharing our knowledge through our conversations, we will impart some knowledge whilst learning ourselves how to progress even further. Here is your host.
Hey creators, this is Roland and welcome to the Writer's Creative Space. A space where you as an author or aspiring author can get inspiration, advice, tips, and encouragement on your self-publishing journey. This is episode 17, and today I will be talking about a common myth about writing that people have, and that is writing a book is easy. Now, I have a lot to say about this, so let's get straight into it. There will be no personal writing news. I just want to get into this because this has been on my heart this week because it's June already. And yeah, the year is moving at an alarming speed. And as I look at where I am and the progress I have made with my book, Delayed But Not Forgotten, I am not happy. And yeah, there were some things I was supposed to have finished by now, but I haven't, of course. That's why I'm sharing it. One of those things to be done was my lead a magnet, and I am still working on it right now. And like I shared in my previous episodes, is that I write everything on paper first and then I convert to digital. So I am on my last chapter though, but it's not yet done, and it is supposed to be done. So to be honest, it's been frustrating. But as frustrating as that is, I am not going to give up. I'm not going to keep beating myself up over a missed deadline. I need to just get back up and dust myself off and get back at it. And as I look at it, I see that I can't just take the blame for everything, because again, as a writer, there's other things that come into play, right? Because I have no control as well on an editor's speed, because life happens as well, and I don't have complete control on things that just happen in life. So yes, I could say that it was all me, but as I look at the reasons why I'm not yet done with my lead magnet and my book, is because there's also a lot of things that have happened that were unexpected. So yeah, so there's all those things. But again, the key is I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to keep beating myself up. I'm just going to keep at it. And I share all this to make you see that writing a book is anything but easy. Because like I said, it's a myth that people have that writing a book is easy. But in reality, it's hard, it's challenging, and it is difficult. But just because it's hard doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. And that's an important note to make, because as an author, it's going to be hard. It's going to be challenging. It's all going to be all these things, going to be setbacks. But again, just because it's hard, if you have a passion for it, if you love writing, then write. Do what you're supposed to be doing. Write the books that you're supposed to be writing. If it's, if it's something you really want to do, then you need to have a never say die attitude, right? And that's part of not giving up, and that speaks into the last part of my title of the episode, right? Is don't give up. And when you are starting out, a book is the hardest thing to do in the world. I do think though, with seasoned writers, they feel the same things, but the difference is that they know how to respond, right, to the setbacks, to the pressure, and mentally they are stronger. That's what I think anyway. And I think that as you are starting out, you are getting to that place. You are learning how to deal with setbacks. You are learning how to deal with pressure, and mentally you're getting stronger, right? And that's where I think I am as well, where this is my second book that I'm writing right now, Delayed But Not Forgotten, right? So I wrote my first book last year, which was great. And then this year, I'm going through it again, but through new eyes. So I'm learning a whole bunch of new things, and I'm learning how to deal with the setbacks, and I'm learning how to deal with the pressure, because it is different this time, and mentally I'm getting stronger. So like I said, even though I've had all these setbacks, I refuse to give up. I refuse to let that pressure then stop me from writing the book, because this is something I really want to do. And like I said, as an author, you need to have a never say die attitude, and the key is not to give up. All right. It's also about not getting intimidated by all the work you have to do and all the learning that needs to happen, because, like someone said, it will get easier. We just have to keep at it. Refuse to give into the pressure. Write the books you need to write. And when things don't go your way, shake it off and keep moving forward. When you mess things up, be kinder to yourself. And that's another thing that I want to highlight, because I think in my first book, when I used to mess up, I used to be really hard on myself. And even with this book right now, yes, I am hard, but I'm saying I'm getting better. Let me just say I'm getting better. I'm not as difficult on myself. I'm not tearing myself up as much as the previous book. So yeah, remember just to be kinder to yourself. And I say all that about how difficult the book is, not to discourage you, but I want you to see that in the midst of the challenges, in the midst of the difficulties that come with writing a book, you can get it done. When you have a never say die attitude, you can do it. Because just because something is hard doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. And again, as I look back at my first book, it was difficult. There was pressure. There were setbacks. But as I kept at it, as I kept on, as I never gave up in the end, I got it done. And I have something in my hands as proof to say, look, I got it done. So that's the same with you. So even as it is hard, as it is difficult, know that as you keep on going, as you do not give up, you will get it done. And I believe you can get it done, especially if it's something that you want to do, if it's something you're passionate about and there's a book you just want to get out. I want to encourage you to write that book, and don't let anything stop you. Never say die. Refuse to give up. Right? Because that book that you need to write is going to be written. So that's my encouragement to you. And that's just something I wanted to share that's been on my heart. So as I come to the end of the episode, what are your thoughts on what I spoke about? Do you agree with me or not? If you have written a book or books, what was your experience like? And be sure to comment below or go onto my Facebook page and comment there and just say hi, because I would love to connect with you. I'd love to hear where you're listening from. If you enjoyed this episode, give it a rating and please share it with people that you know. The link to my Facebook page is in the show notes. So until we meet again next week, remember, you have something worth sharing.
Loved what you've heard on this week's episode? Well, the answer is simple. It would mean the world to us if you could head over to iTunes and leave us a 5-star review and feedback. Spreading the word really is the best way to grow our podcast and achieve even greater things. Thank you.